Hi everyone, so what we're doing today is we're having a quick look at both Shadow and obviously Peapod Finance. We're looking to see can we build out a kind of a general earning strategy here to grow our bags and take full advantage of all the protocols we have at our disposal. So the way I'm going to do this is I'll hopefully later on today I'll have an actual image come out to show this process a bit more, but I'm going to try and give you a general guide through how they actually both work. So first things first, we're over here on Shadow. And what we're going to be doing is we're getting into an LP position. So the position we're picking, of course, is SUSDC. At this moment in time, an hour rate is roughly 570%. This entire strategy is up around 800% APR. And I have to say, it's a relatively kind of smooth whole entire process for it. But what we do first is we get into this position, obviously earning a 570% give or take. With this, we're earning the X Shadow. And remember this with X Shadow and Shadow. If you're not doing it this way and you're just trying to obviously sell your X Shadow, there's a penalty if you try and get out early. So naturally, it would cut your return by half. But for this instance, what we're doing is we're staying with X Shadow and we're happy to build out this position and earn from the entire potential growth that's going to happen over the coming weeks and months in crypto in general, and especially obviously on Sonic. So we're earning our X Shadow. The next step here then is to go over here to stake. And what we want to do is we want to convert our X Shadow to X33. So this is pretty much an automated process where you get the token and it automatically votes and compounds the yield from voting. So you don't have to do your weekly vote, which is perfect. As I said, definitely if you're kind of a forget to vote or anything like that, it is a brilliant feature to have. Now that we have this X33, remember I'm trying to bring up an image here on the screen. It's going to pretty much show current APR for this epoch. I think it's 128% at this moment in time. And I got this from the Shadow team Discord just to give the information out there for you to get it. So that's our first process. That's our first kind of earning window there. And now we're moving on to the next section. And the next section is pretty much where kind of we really start to potentially compound the entire growth and the entire strategy. So we jump on over here to Peapod's Finance, and we have a position here straight away. PX33, so it's obviously the X33. So if we just go back here, these are the current positions obviously on Sonic at the moment, but again we're paying attention to this one. So it breaks down the yield and what you're going to be getting and stuff for it. So we go into pod info page. Pretty much what we're wanting to do is want to farm the volatility. So remember we have our X33 token already here. We just convert this to the one, I think it is PX is called. Yeah, so PX33 what it gets converted to. Now we're still earning the 128% yield from Shadow itself for the actual hole in the X33. However, what this is going to do is going to go leverage yield farming basically first. So we can default is at 2%. We can bring it up higher, but obviously I recommend just leaving it at the default at 2x. So it's going to wrap our X33 into PX. It's also going to supply it, and then it's going to borrow USDC. And obviously it's going to pretty much 2x our entire position here and farm in the position. Now this reduces massively for the impermanent loss and things like that. So we have really increased our overall exposure here massively on this position. So you go down here, it gives you a breakdown of roughly what amount you have to pay. So the borrow rate is 20%. You're roughly going to pay $5 over the obviously the year in this position. At whatever I have it there was 25. Earning now, but on $54 instead of the initial deposit, which I think is obviously a massive boost for yield farmers, and obviously for me anyway, it's definitely a massive boost. You know, it doubles up your capital straight away. And as I said, the borrow rate is basically coming from the generating from your yield and stuff like that. So yeah, look, as I said, it's a very simple process to get involved. I worked it out on a few different scenarios. I think when we're in this position over here, and the APR was a bit lower. I think it was around 400% for this one. It was 300%. I was getting roughly 600% in total for the strategy. However, obviously now that it's sitting at 554%, closer to 800% return. So remembering our base LP is earning 554%. Our X33 staking, which is obviously converted, is going to earn 128%. So remembering these are the rewards that you're converting to X33. Then our Peapod's LVF yield on the X33 is roughly 115 to 120%. Now, if you're not following along with this, as I said, I'll have an image coming out later on. Hopefully, it'll help you along it. But also check out this reply to that Peapod's done today. Do blockmates that goes through the entire process again and pretty much gives you the breakdown of the APYs and stuff like that. So again, the figures are accurate and as of the time of posting. So it's definitely worth checking out Peapods of utilizing the yield basically from it, because yield is real yield. It's from the volatility in the market and you're taking full advantage of it. So yeah, look, that's pretty much it. You can see the pod TVL almost 500,000 total yield. That's, I think, since it started was about a month. Yeah, so it's only 30 days old. So it's after the yield is after generating is 23,000 from the volatility side of things. So I think it's a brilliant way to potentially earn extra and compound your yield and stuff like that. So look, we're going to leave it there. We appreciate everyone liking and share the post around, get more eyes on it, and obviously see how we can grow our positions on Sonic.